Wonder Woman number 14, written by Brian Azzarello, art by Tony Atkins, with additional help from Dan Green and Rick Berchet. Last issue we left off with Wonder Woman coming across the tomb, I guess, of Soraka, one of Zeus's other children, trying to get her help in getting her half-brother back. But we first pick up with the firstborn, who is still in Antarctica, and the science team that discovered him is just staring him down, and it's just like, okay, he's just standing there. What do we do? And one of the scientists goes up and talks to it, and just like, can I ask? And he's like, no, you can't. Don't disturb me. He's like, okay, yeah, sorry. It just seems like you're waiting for someone, and it's been like 7,000 years. And the firstborn picks up the guy and is like, I'm sorry, you said how long? And it's like, well, I mean, we're estimating roughly based off of how deep you were. It's like, I climbed from the molten pit of this earth to its frozen surface. How long was that? It's like 7,000 years. It's like, wow, okay, yeah, that's a lot to take in. So at that point, the scientist is like, yeah, it's a puzzle. Historians are not sure, but yes, we know about you and your brother's firstborn. So then we go back to the Soraka and Wonder Woman fight, and Soraka's like, you are literally protecting Hera, and Hera is literally the worst. And he's like, I'm doing it to save the life of a child. And it's like, oh, a child's life. You want to hear about child's life? All right, let me tell you about child's life. And she goes over her own history, where in Palestine, 1917, she was just tending sheep out in a field when Hera showed up and was like, oh, you're a pretty girl. You have your father's nose. And it's like, oh, thank you. And it's like, I never met my father. And he's like, oh, hey, is that your mother over there? And he's like, yeah. And it's like, cool. And she whips up a sandstorm that immediately just kills her mother. And he's just like, and now for your turn. And the sandstorm rips apart Soraka, just flesh from the bone, and just leaves her there as nothing. But because she is part god, her consciousness was just ethereal, just floating everywhere and nowhere all at once. And Zeus eventually took pity on Soraka, gave her a form, but, her family died before her eyes. She's still a bit bitter. And Wonder Woman's like, I'm sorry, Soraka, I didn't know any of that. I didn't know that Hera did those horrible things to you. And it's like, yeah, and you're still protecting her. And it's like, yeah, Hera killed my mom too. Literally turned all of my Themyscirian sisters into snakes. I'm also upset with Hera. And Soraka's like, then why in the hell are you protecting? Let's just go kill her. That sounds like a much better plan. And Wonder Woman's like, I have to believe that Hera has the ability to undo the things she did, and I'm hoping that maybe I can get to that point with her. And Soraka's like, that's stupid. You're an idiot. How dare you think that? And Wonder Woman then is like, look, I've got a new family now. I found out that I have half brothers and sisters from Zeus. I have built a god family of people that I know and I trust, and I want you to be a part of that. And she grabs the hand of Soraka and just be like, you are my sister. We shouldn't be fighting. And she hugs her. So then we go to the new Mount Olympus, where the rooftop pool party's still going on. And War is just chuckling at how, I'm still forgetting her name, the moon one. I want to say Artemis, but that's the hunt one. I can't remember. The moon one. How she got a shiner from Wonder Woman. And Apollo's like, Ares, why are you laughing? What's going on? And it's like, oh, it's you said that there was a threat of Wonder Woman, or of some child of Zeus coming and making a play for the throne. Well, hey, I'm a child of Zeus, and I would gladly kill all of you. Except for you, what's your name? Aphrodite, because you're super hot. And you, Hephaestus, because you're good at what you do. But otherwise, the rest of you, I hate you all. Go die. I'm out. And he leaves. And Apollo's like, okay, Dio, the little brother here, I need you to follow War. Everyone else, can we just agree that War has lost his mind? Yeah, we're good? Okay, let's do something about that. So we go back to the firstborn, and we get the science. He's like, all right, scientist guy, what do you know about my past? And he's like, all right, here's what we got. There was a witch, and this witch made, on the day of your birth, said that you would be the sole inheritor of the throne of Olympus. And Zeus he was not going to let that happen, so he ordered you to be cast out and killed. But Hera pleaded that you be allowed to live, and the witch carried you out into the wilderness and dared not disobey Zeus, but also didn't have to directly kill you herself. So she just left you there in the wilderness, and you managed to survive because you were Zeus's firstborn. And the firstborn's like, yep, that's how it happened. How do you know all that? It's like, we found the witch's body 60 years ago. It was tattooed all over her, the entire story, along with the location of your armor and weapons and other things you need. And firstborn's like, all right, cool. Then I think we could probably work together. But first, I'm waiting here for a sign to see who is the rightful heir of, like, who has taken what rightfully belongs to me. And the sun rises, and he's like, it's Apollo. Of course it's Apollo. That dick. So then we go back to Sirach and Wonder Woman. They're just walking, talking to each other. And Wonder Woman's like, so are you going to help me? And it's like, you said Hermes took the kid? Look, I am literally the personification of the wind, and words carry on the wind. So I'll just listen to see if I hear him anywhere in the world. And you see all these speech bubbles pop up of every word being said in the world all at once. And it's like, no, either he's not on Earth or he's not speaking. But either way, I can't help you out there. Although our other brother, Milan, might be able to help. And Wonder Woman's like, where's he? It's like, oh, he's in New York. Anyway, we're cool now, Wonder Woman. I'm not going to come with, but we're cool. So then Wonder Woman's like, all right, well, bye. So then we get one last page here of Orion and Highfather of the New Gods. And Highfather's telling Orion, like, hey, we got a problem. And Orion's like, tell me who I need to hit. And he's like, it's not one of those problems, Orion. The source, the thing that made the universe, it's ending. And with it, all of time is ending. And it's like, oh, well, that sucks. Where's the threat coming from? And Highfather's like, it's coming from Earth. So get down there and help that. So, yeah. Don't know why that's happening in a Wonder Woman book. Clearly it's about the fact they're new gods, but still a bit weird. I like it, but I think the part I like the most is the firstborn stuff. I think the Soraka stuff is just kind of like tossed in there for an expanded mythology, but the firstborn feels like the plot that's actually going to matter. As for the rooftop scene with the war, like, it's fine. It's not great though. I'm a bit. I don't particularly think any of that stuff that's currently going on there is going to stick long enough for it to matter. I feel like as soon as Wonder Woman gets the chance, she's going to tear apart, like Kratos style, the entire pantheon. So I don't know. I'll be interested. Yeah, no, it's playing with some deep stuff. It's building up its plots. I like it. I think it's art-wise, it looks very good. It did waste a few too many pages on like, you don't understand how mean Hera is. And Wonder Woman's like, yeah, I do. And they just went on that for like 4 pages straight. So I'm going to give this one I'll give it a 7. I think it's good. I don't want to say it's not, but it is definitely not as amazing as it has been in the past couple issues. So here's hoping we can flip it around a little bit with the next half brother showing up.